Haha, we are back for another coaching session and I'm super excited. I hope you are as well. This is one of my favorite times of the week where we get to pull aside for a little bit and chat it up. For those catching replay, you're watching this right from the beginning. We're 20 seconds in and I want to tell you something. I want to tell you about storytelling. A working definition for the last couple of weeks has been storytelling is the art of sharing a narrative with an audience through language, movement, or vocalization. It can be done in many mediums, including spoken word, written text, film, or even dance. Storytelling is a social and cultural activity that can be used for entertainment. It can be used for education. Yes, it can be used for cultural preservation. Got a chance to talk with some good friends in Africa this past week. Specifically in Southern Africa, South Africa, the country, but these friends happen to be from Zimbabwe. And I was chatting with them about cultural preservation, and we landed right on this practice of storytelling. Storytelling is definitely a means for cultural preservation. In fact, it can be used to instill moral values, and it deepens the impression. In fact, there's another definition I'm going to get to a little bit later, and it talks about how storytelling makes the information more memorable. Storytelling can transform facts and information into an engaging experience that audiences remember. Storytelling can help people find common ground, can find empathy and understanding. Common ground, empathy, and understanding. Storytelling can be used to build connections. Storytelling can help create emotional connections with an audience, which can lead to brand loyalty and sales. You see, you guys have been waiting all these weeks where I've been telling you these principles and practices around storytelling. And some of it has been tangentially connected to what we do in content creation and live streaming. But today we're going to hit that thing right on the head. We're going to stay right there. Storytelling helps build connections and can lead to somebody knowing you, liking you, trusting you, knowing you for who you are because you show up as your authentic self, liking you because your quibbles and quirks match their quibbles and quirks, your idiosyncrasies, your imperfections. They recognize you as a member of the human race who is like them, just a little bit more courageous in terms of being in front of a camera. They know you deeply and intimately, especially if you're vulnerable. They like you. And if they don't, listen, we're not for everybody. I'm an acquired taste, so go ahead on, fam. I don't mind you leaving. But then the big one, they will trust you. And when they trust you, man, it's over. I have a video coming out very soon that talks about 5 things your live show moderators must do. And one of the things that I talk about in there is that I have moderators for my chat, for moderators for my live shows who know me, who like me, who trust me. And to be clear, as much as you're always going to hear me talk about making sure you understand your value proposition, make sure you're speaking to your target audience, much as you hear me always talk about that, you have to understand that the end goal is for these people to know you, like you, and trust you, for them to know you, like you, and trust you. And when they do, they will show up even for episodes, even for videos, even for content that they don't need, because they recognize that when they get a chance to interact with you, they walk away with value. They walk away with value. Story not only helps you to build connections, but story helps to communicate messages. Storytelling can help convey important and critical ideas, concepts, messages, and encourage people, watch this, to take action. encourages people to get out of their own way, get out of their own heads, and actually move in the direction of action. Storytelling is a tool that's in your arsenal that I want to encourage you to utilize, because it could be a difference maker for your content, could be a difference maker for sharing your message, could be a difference maker for the value that you have that is undeniable and non-negotiable. I shared earlier that storytelling makes information memorable. Storytelling can transform facts and information into an engaging experience. Did I say engaging? That audiences remember. There are some storytelling techniques that I want to share with you, but I want to make sure that we kind of set the stage today. We're specifically talking about storytelling for content creators. And I got a special guest that's going to be rocking with me today. Going to be my sidekick for today. So I'm already excited to bring him on. So without any further ado, let's dive in. And we're back. We are back. So yeah, I got my little man with me today. Let me go ahead and get this thing off of his head real quick. Bang. There we go. What's good?
All right. Hello.
This is my son Carson, and we are hanging out today. His school is gave him the day off for a very unique reason. So we are excited. I'm excited to have him home with me for today. And for those of you in the chat with us, just go ahead and say, "What up, Carson?" Go ahead and type that in the chat if you don't mind. 14 of you guys are on the live, and we're excited that you're here. For those that have never come before, I want to greet you. I want to tell you thank you so much for being with us today. This is the Coaching Corner. This is the middle of the middle. I like to call it Wednesday, which is the middle of the week, right at noon, which is the middle of the day. And we are excited that you're with us. The Coaching Corner is designed with you in mind. It was designed for you to come aside from the hustle and the grind for a little bit, to be able to just kind of take an assessment of how things are going, take an assessment of where you may be winning and where you may need to adjust. Take an assessment of how things have been moving, and for you to hear from an immovable sounding board, which is your coach, what you can do to level up in the fight. When you come aside from the war for just a moment and sit in that corner as the bell rings and the referee sends you back to your respective places, and they bring out that three-legged stool for you to sit on, somebody's massaging your shoulders, somebody's got water, somebody's tending to that cut above your eye, maybe even putting some ice on your cheek because of that right cross that you couldn't avoid, then your coach is in your ear. Your coach is in your ear. Your coach is like, "Yo, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, but you gotta do this." And those things that the coach is sharing with you, that's the value of the Coach's Corner. The value of the Coach's Corner is the insight, the wisdom, and the perspective that you can gain while you are there. And you leave the Coaching Corner, I hope, better. You leave the Coaching Corner prepared. You leave the Coaching Corner ready to take on whatever is ahead of you. And I'm excited about that today. And that's what the Coaching Corner is all about. 15 of you guys are on the live with us today, and we cannot thank you enough for coming out. Now, I do want to get some comments on screen. Let's get our comment scene. All right, but just hit that button right there for us. Yep, right there. Yep. All right, now we got comments. I got comments, but the comments, we got to make a little adjustment to the comment scene, because I want to make sure you guys can hear us, see us, I should say. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get that right there. Let's get that right there, and let's do that right there. So now you can see us, but I do want to, I want to make that a little bit smaller.
so we can, there we go. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, now you can see us. Okay, let's get back up to the top. How many comments do we have? Got a couple of comments, Carson. This comment is from 604-852 Cafe. Looking forward to watch your live. Thank you so much for being with us today. 6:34 a.m. Greetings from Vancouver, Canada. That's amazing. Yeah. Vancouver, Canada. See you in 3 hours. Happy streaming. Love it. Two Giant Goofballs says, what up, everybody? What up? Thank you so much for being with us today. Truly appreciate you coming and hanging out. And then I see my good friend and our moderator, Florence. She says, hello, welcome to the Coaching Corner. Listen, I love it. Doc Bashara says, we back in the house. And for those that don't understand or don't know, that little that yellow dot that you see beside some of the commenters' profile is indicating that they are members here on the channel. And if you haven't considered membership here on YouTube, I would love for you to be able to do that. Let's get our questions in the queue early. I like it. So here we go. Start your question with a Q. That helps Kirk find it. It does. And I see Broseph has some questions. I'm going to get to your question in a little bit after I get a chance to greet some of these folks. I used a lot more storytelling in my live stream last week. Let's go. I got to give you some assignments. Okay. We got to give him some assignments. All right. You see those two top ones right there? Hit them. The two top buttons. Yes. We want to clap it up for Dr. Bashara for making storytelling a integral part of his live stream. That's what we've been pushing here for the last couple of weeks. Thanks, Doc Bashara, for coming through and hanging out. Rebecca Touch My Yarn, it's been a minute. Thank you so much for being with us. Always good to have you. Always good day to you as well. I see Broseph is back. I'm glad that you're here, Sarah. So I'm going to make sure we get your comments, your questions answered in just a second. Just trying to make sure that I get the rest of these in here as well. So what advice do you have for channels that do concurrent events? Okay, let me start your comment as well. We're going to get to that right after we get to Broseph. Looking forward to today's live stream. Happy Chinese Lunar New Year 2025 to you and everyone in the chat. Same for you. Is it? Oh, man. Why am I going blank on the name? I had it just a second ago. When I saw your comment come up earlier, I said, oh, is it Aaron? Is it Isla? That's what your name is. It took me a second to get it, but Isla, thank you so much for being with us today. And we're excited to have you here. Darren is with us today, says hello, friends, and he's waving. My guy. Okay, you got to let's hit the boom, 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 boom. Let's hit the drop the bomb, the top one. Yep. This one? That one, yep. That's what I'm talking about. $5 super chat from David Harvey Official. Thank you so much, sir, for coming through. Always appreciate you. Man said, currently preparing to start an independent life insurance and estate planning business, and storytelling will be a big part of my content. Let me tell you, storytelling is the ultimate cheat code, and we got some more tips and tricks up our sleeve in today's episode for you, David. So thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. All these comments are for you, Carson. See, so you read that one from Florence.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. All right. What does he say now?
He's so grown up.
Come on. All right. And now, this is Isla. So Isla's saying hi, but what did Isla do wrong? Talk to me.
Spelled it wrong.
She's Isla and everyone else in the chat. His name is spelled with a K. I'm just letting you know. You didn't know that. There's no way you could know that. But let me just give you a little bit of a story. You see what I did there? A story about us. Our entire family have the same initials, and we all of our names start with K. So Kirk, Kanik, Carson, Kenzie, and that's the four of us. We call ourselves 4K for it's just so much quality, HD quality with 4K. But also, we all have the same middle name, well, the middle initial, and of course the same last name. So even my wife, we all have the same initials for our names. And so just wanted to make sure you guys get a chance to know, because several of you put in Carson, and of course you would, because that's the normal way of saying Carson. See. Cheers, Carson. I love it. David Harvey says, Carson, what up? Washington, Nigeria time says handsome. Yes, handsome. Come on, he said handsome. Hey, look, we got matching crosses. Come on, put that thing up. We got matching crosses. Yeah. We've got the Lord's Prayer on our crosses. Peace, Carson and Kirk 4.0. I love it. He's gonna take my place at some point, y'all. Tracy's with us today. Thank you so much for being with us. Living in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, says Carson, and you thought you had the day off. You see, he thought he was going to have the day off. No way. We're going to put him to work today. Let's get those likes up, fam. Please show Kirk some support and by continuing to like and checking for notifications. Come on. Thank you so much. David Harvey is doing some good work in the chat today. Somebody's in the chat, Carson. Who's this one? Read this, Carson.
I was asking, how did you get Carson to agree to this?
How did you get Carson to agree? I don't know how I got him to agree, but he just rolled in. You see, they gave, so Kanik has put the proper spelling of Carson's name. Yes, and Florence picked that up very quickly, probably even before I said anything about it. And we see the thumbs up, and I did get it right. You see, I got it right. See what you said?
Oh.
Yeah, Isla. Come on. I know my people. Marquez White is on the place. What up? Marquez, what up? Hello. I always appreciate the value you bring multiple times a week. I'm so excited that all of you guys are here. So excited that all of you are here. Look at that. They're even spelling your name correctly now, Carson. All right. We do have a couple of questions, though, bud. So let's see if we can figure these out real quick, and then we're going to dive into some more storytelling pieces. Broseph says, like the name, by the way. Broseph. Sir, is there any good alternative to StreamYard where I can stream for free in 1080p? No. Hopefully that makes it simple for you. I'm often perturbed by the desire for free and high quality. Free and high quality do not mix. So the answer is no. There is no options that will allow you to stream in 1080p for free. And I think that that's actually a good thing, because when you want to stream at that quality level, you need to have infrastructure behind it that no one is going to allow you to have for free. Now, you can stream from your phone. You can stream using your phone to, whatever destinations you want to stream. You're not going to be able to stream double, not going to stream to multiple locations, not going to stream to Facebook and YouTube, but you could stream to Facebook by itself using your phone. And I believe that they will give you some higher quality. But if you're talking about platforms, right? You're talking about alternatives to StreamYard. I know that the phone is not, but I just wanted to right up front, I want to say no. The answer is no. And so that would be the issue right there. So I have a potato PC, not much power. That's why. So there are some alternatives for you to be able to utilize that is not a potato PC. So I used to, when I first started streaming, I was actually using I don't even remember this. I was using my Pixelbook, the one that's right there underneath that drone. Oh. Remember that little one?
Yeah. That
Pixelbook is basically a tablet. It's got no processing power whatsoever, but I was still able to connect my camera and whatever else to it. You can buy a Chromebook and be able to stream with that using a streaming platform like StreamYard, but you're still going to end up paying for the StreamYard platform. So, Broseph, I'm one of those that likes to pull the Band-Aid off, right? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to take you around the mulberry bush. Even OBS, which is free, but it's a heavy install on your computer, so you definitely won't be able to run it on a potato PC. Even OBS, which is quote unquote free, you still will struggle to get full 1080p quality out of OBS. So all of that said, it's a challenge, and I hope that you're able to find some solutions there. But I also hope that the Pixelbook or something like it, like a Google Chromebook or something like that, or maybe even an Ubuntu machine, something that's running Ubuntu, you can still run, as long as you can install a browser on there. And basically what the Chromebook is a browser, right? It's just a browser. But as long as you can run a browser on there, you should be able to pull that off. So hopefully that is helpful to you. And I want to thank you for your question. I want to thank you for coming, hanging out with us today. I haven't seen you before, and so we're just thankful that you're with us. I want to pull this over a little bit and just disadjust it so we're not cutting off anything. All right, now we're talking. Okay. Two Giant Goofball says, what advice do you have for channels that do concurrent events type of info? Most advice I see is for evergreen content, whereas I do news on a sports team. So I have a ton of advice. In fact, I have a number of coaching clients who fall into this category. I have a very good friend, one of the moderators on my channel. Her name is Yolanda Bruce. Her channel is called Ravens Talk with Yolanda, and she covers the Baltimore Ravens. And so she has found myriad of ways to do both live and produced content that isn't necessarily evergreen, but it is very much on time and on topic for the season that she's in, for all of those different things. But let me say that differently. So she has some content that's evergreen as well, because she's able to utilize her love for the sport and the fact that she, of course, a woman in a male-dominated space, she brings a freshness, a unique perspective to understanding the game of football, American football, that others don't. And so there are people who are coming alongside her channel because they want to learn football with her. Hey, I've always wanted to sit down with my husband and understand what's going on. Hey, I've always wanted to sit down with my dad. Listen, male, female, doesn't matter. And you're teaching us how to sit down and understand the game and not feel like an idiot. And that is evergreen content. So it's just a matter of infusing into your content schedule, information that is based on what you share or what you cover, but it kind of pulls out of that one genre or that one realm for that specific time frame, right? So you say, I do news on a sports team. That's exactly what she does. One of the things that she's doing is trying to integrate with all the things that sports team is working on and getting ahead of certain things and interviewing people on her show and having access, giving her audience the access that she is afforded because of her proximity to the team. So I think there are many ways. I have another guy. Now I'm blanking on his name, but he covers all of these relationship joints, like Married at First Sight and those kind of shows. He covers those, and he's able to maintain. I mean, he's got a ridiculous amount of subscribers because those shows do very well. There's always some drama on those shows, but he has figured out ways to share from that perspective, where he's actually giving people his ideas and thoughts around the different things that the show covers, but he's also talking from a general perspective as well, because those shows are about relationships. Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, go down the line. Those shows are about love and relationship and finding, your life partner, that kind of thing. And because that topic is wildly sought after, even outside of the show, he's able to have those conversations. Yeah, the show is the launch pad. Of course, he's going to be covering, anytime there's a season, anytime there's an episode, he's going to be covering that. But there are things outside of that are, in that same vein, in that same lane, that are pertaining to love, pertaining to, romance and the pursuit of finding a life partner that he can share. And then that continues to further ingrain or ingratiate his audience to him. So there's several ways, but one of the things I want to affirm you for, people like you, people like Yolanda, people like, I wish, why am I blanking on his name? We even did his site. We did, we worked with him so much. Kanique will remember who I'm talking about. But one of the things I want to affirm you guys on is understanding the trends. What you're talking about is trend hacking. Your content is focusing on a particular trend, and that trend brings people to your content. But then from that trend, you can launch and share some other things as well. Doesn't mean you step away from sharing the things that trend is giving you. I'll give you another example. I cover StreamYard on my channel. I don't I don't use StreamYard myself, not for my own shows. Like right now I'm using Ecamm Live. I use StreamYard for my client projects. I have several clients who have StreamYard accounts, and I'm their producer. So I go into StreamYard. I use it regularly. I'm intimately aware and familiar with the platform. StreamYard is releasing updates. StreamYard, there's news around what's happening there. A lot of people subscribe to this channel for StreamYard content. A lot of people subscribe to this channel for Ecamm content. And so some may say, well, your content's not evergreen because, you're covering StreamYard and Ecamm and Restream and this whole streaming arena. But I'm able to not just give you the how-to of adding a camera, but I'm able to give you some concepts and perspectives around how to take your live stream to the next level, how to really launch your YouTube channel, how to get content creation off the ground. So it's a matter of figuring out what is that draw? When you dangle it, what are people going to come for? The song that says my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. But the point isn't the milkshake. The point is the person. You're just dangling that thing that you're covering, like Yolanda is, like I am. But there is more to you than that thing. And so it's just a matter of infusing into your content all of who you are. You bring your full authentic self to your content. Okay, that said, I think I've taken a lot of time on that. Go back to our comment scene real quick. Yeah, man, this guy is working today. And let me see if I can catch up. Kempire, that's his name. Thank you so much for sharing, because I was like, why am I blanking on his name? Yes, Kempire covers Married at First Sight, all those things. Let me see if I can go back a little bit and see. Yeah. You guys are good. Hi, Kirk and everyone. Hope all is well. KMH family's on the live. Thank you so much for being here. Always good to see you in the chat. Darren, no worries, man. It's you listen, you didn't know, so it's all good. But you put cool with a K. I like it. You put cool with a K. I like it. All right. I was just finishing responding to this comment. People ask for free and then will sometimes ask for ways to monetize their content. We have to value others if we want to be valued as well. That's a very, very solid statement. And I want to know your name now, two giant goofballs. I want to know your real name so that I can respond to you properly. If you don't mind sharing what your name is. And if you have before, I apologize. I just didn't, add it to my memory bank, but I will try to do that this time. And hopefully we'll see you on subsequent live streams as well. But I will say that is a solid share, solid share. I will not give to others something that costs me nothing. I'm trying to, sanitize that text, that statement, because it is coming from a biblical location, but I just wanted to put it into terms that you guys can all understand. I refuse to give any of you who are watching with us to now, 20 of you are on the live today, I will not give you anything something that did not cost me anything. You know what I mean? Like, in order for me to create that video, I had a rough experience where I learned how to do that particular thing, and I decided I want no one else to go through that, so I will create this video. Even if I have to buy a piece of software, even if I have to buy the camera, I will make these investments so that I can create the video so that you don't have to go through the same thing. It cost me something, and because it is of value to me, I want to share it with you. And there's so much good that you can pull out of that comment. People ask for free and then will sometimes ask for ways to monetize their content. We have to value others if we want to be valued as well. Sir, you are speaking today. Thank you. All right. Darren says, just a note to set up my question. I am searching for the right content to add to my channel. Searching subjects, by way of ChatGPT, TubeBuddy, vidIQ in addition. All right, cool. I appreciate you setting it up. I'm going to take your question in just a second. I have to get to one more before yours. Are you in Ecamm or EVMux today? I am in Ecamm, sir. Usually, most of the content on this channel is going to be done in Ecamm. If you see me in this room, in this space, I'm probably in Ecamm because it's just my go-to platform. It's what I use to record all my videos. And so it's just very easy to then go live with that same platform that I'm using to record all my videos. Even my EV Monks videos are recorded with Ecamm. So just keep that in mind. And I want to thank you for your question. Always good to have you with us. Hi, anyone I miss saying hi to. I'm catching up. Tracy's one of our moderators. She does such a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for coming through and being with us today. Loving the comments. And I love to see you guys really engaging with one another. My name is Drew. Drew, thank you for being with us today. Thank you. I truly appreciate you coming through, and that comment was dope. And I hope that what I shared around your content is helpful as well. And I'd love to engage with you further. So feel free to ask any other questions you have in the chat. I see Isla says, I really appreciated your extra camera video for StreamYard and EV Mux. My pleasure. I've got more to come where that's concerned. So we're excited that you're here with us today. Let me get this one last comment, and greetings to you as well from Vancouver, Canada. I see you, 604-852 Cafe. Thank you so much for being with us today. Always good. Also happy to meet up with Yolanda. I have learned a few tricks that I think can help her. We are available on all social media if she wants to reach out. Hey, listen, Yolanda is generally doing something. She said she chilled us this past Monday. We have our meetups on Mondays for the Workers Warehouse. And so she told us this past Monday that she might not be able to make it for the Wednesday coaching session today, but I'll make sure to share with us. She's always looking for people to collab with. And I'll be honest with you, man, she's kind of a beast. She might be able to share something with you as well. So always looking to make sure that there's that two-way street of collaboration. Some dope stuff that's out there in terms of content. Okay, we got some things that are favorited. Let's see here. Yolanda, sorry, that was a typo. Yes, I got you. We got some things that are favorited. This is from my super chat for the day. Go ahead and drop another bomb. The top one on the right, and then the yellow one there. Yes. You're doing the things, Carson. I like it. We're just dropping another bomb just to say another thank you to David Harvey. So David Harvey, my bad. I thought you had a question on there. Well, I'm excited that you're going to be utilizing storytelling in your estate planning business. I really believe that, especially for estate planning, and if I'm hoping I'm understanding estate planning correctly, this is kind of like, how you invest in what you invest in when let's say something were to happen to you. Where does your money go? That's estate planning. And so one of the things I think that's going to be really good for you is to have those stories. In fact, got a chance to work with somebody who's in an adjacent business, not necessarily estate planning, but kind of like will and trust. And when you can use stories to share with people the impact that having a well-defined plan has on those you leave behind, it can be a game changer. So I think that's going to be really critical to your success, David Harvey. So thank you so much for sharing. Okay. Now, Darren's question, and then we're going to get into some storytelling. Darren says, anyone use the inspiration tab under content in YouTube Studios? I just did. I like it. But now I believe that I've looked at it before. I've looked at it a couple of times since they dropped it. That whole screen in YouTube, it's getting wider and wider. There's a lot of tabs across the top there. But anyway, I have used it. I think it's good to confirm topics that you would like to work on. But I would, take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't just be like, okay, let me see, because I have seen it change just based on the last video that I posted. And I wonder how they're, what the information is behind those suggestions that they're making. And the reason, so I would imagine, so if I put out a video this past Sunday, all my videos drop on Sundays, right, buddy? Mm-hmm. So if I put out a video this past Sunday, I am not expecting for any kind of AI to use that video in its decision matrix to suggest videos, because that video hasn't been on the platform long enough. We don't know how it's performing. We don't, you got to give a video at a minimum 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks, to be able to really see how it has performed. So how or why that tab, the inspiration tab, is pulling from videos that I just posted, and those videos have only been on the platform for a day or so, I think there's something wrong with that. So I wouldn't use it as my my true north, I think your comment section is a great place to find out where your new videos are. But for a person like you, Darren, who's looking for, where is my content? Where can I go? What can I actually create content on? I think there's some other options for us to be able to really hone in on what it is you would like to do there. So yeah, look at that. Tracy is agreeing with us today. Storytelling would be perfect for estate planning. I love it. And to Drew says, I'm sure she can. Content creators, we are coworkers, not competition. Let's go. I love this spirit, Drew. I hope you come back. I love this spirit that you came in here with. You gotta, it's called giver's gain, man. People often forget that. And I love to collab with others. I love hearing that. I think that that's the way content should be. Now, I will say my coach, who has been in the content game for a very long time, he tells me of a time when YouTube was not like this, where it was very much cutthroat. Nobody wanted to help or share. It was like, if I point a spotlight at your channel, it's gonna mess me up. You're gonna pull from my subscribers, and it's like, no. People can subscribe to both. There's no reason for us to compete. In fact, I like to figure out who are the channels that are suggested when my video is done, so that I can actually go to those channels and meet those people, look at some of their content, see where we have some synergy. Maybe there's some things that we disagree on, and I can tell them that, and I can poke fun at that, and we can begin to create some dialogue and maybe even some content. I've got a very good friend. His name is Sam. Live Production Tips and Tools is the name of his channel. He uses OBS. I detest OBS, and he doesn't like StreamYard, but my channel, primarily, a lot of the subscribers are StreamYarders. So we have a really cool friendship and relationship. We're planning on doing a collab on, between the two channels, because we have such differing audiences, even though we're both covering streaming. Think about that. So there's so many different ways that you can engage with one another. I love that attitude, Drew. Thank you so much for being able to share that with us today. Okay. I see Tracy is chilling with us as well. Inspiration Tab gave me a title that I use and got 100 out of 100 on TubeBuddy, and it's 4 out of 10 currently, but the thumbnail examples are awful. Listen, it can be hit or miss, but 100 out of 100 on TubeBuddy is pretty dope as well. But here's the other thing too. You got to make the video that you're passionate about. The framing of the video, how you title it, how you description it, how you thumbnail it. You may want to utilize some external, launch pads, which is what I call AI. AI is a launch pad. They're not doing the work. They're just kind of giving you something to start with instead of looking at a blank page. So, but the video that you do is a video that you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about that, listen, when I look at YouTube, it's telling me that reaction channels like what Drew and Yolanda cover, and even Kempire, what they cover, those reaction channels are the ones that are doing the best right now. And so if I were to just take that advice, I would be running out here trying to find something to make a reaction video to. But that's not something that I'm passionate about. So that video is not going to do well, because my disinterest is going to come across on camera. It's going to come across the microphone. And so you always want to make sure that you got to make the video that you're most passionate about, and then use these tools to help you figure out what's the best way for me to get it out there to the people who need this video, for the people who want this video, people who are interested in what this video is all about. That's what I like about the algorithm, because these AI pieces are really helping us to speak more clearly to the algorithm, so the algorithm can put our content in front of the right people. And so I'm not being directed by it. I am leading it myself. That makes sense? I'm using it as a tool in my hand, as opposed to me being a tool in its hand. And I do not like that scenario. So, this other question comes to mind. Kirk, is AI safe to use? It is definitely safe to help you combine some thoughts and ideas very quickly. But I do caution against just wholesale. I use a platform called Taja.ai, TAJA.ai. I use it to do my title, description, and chapter markers. It does a phenomenal job with the chapter markers. 60-40, 70-30, maybe. 70% of the time, it does a great job with the chapter markers. Every now and again, though, I get a dud where it's like, how did you pull these chapters? These chapters are not it. So and this is what I mean is you've got to still handhold that AI. Think of AI as an employee, and every now and again, you've got to discipline that thing and get it in line. You've got to, you know what I'm saying? You've got to tell AI, you're not doing your work. You're not giving me what I want. This is not it. And the more you correct it, the better it will get. So yes. Should you use, is AI safe to use? With the proper perspective and outlook on AI, it is absolutely safe to use because you are still the content creator. You're still the person that's putting the thing out there. AI is not doing that. So as long as you maintain your driver's seat and have a proper relationship to where AI is supposed to be, it is your employee. So as with any, give it, call it in to have an assessment. Hey, we're gonna. I want to look at the work that you've been doing. You've been missing. You missed it here. You missed it here. You missed it here. I need you to get these things right. Think of AI as your employee. That's what I like to say. And if you do it that way, I think you're safe in using AI because you're using it as an assistant to what you're doing, not the driving force of what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. Thank you. Darren says passionate and combined with a time. You should approach AI with a healthy dose of skepticism. You want to be skeptical. You need to approach AI thinking to yourself like, nah. Let me see what it came up with and be genuinely surprised when it does a good job and hope that it does a good job the next time. But always approach your AI interaction with a healthy dose of skepticism and with the eye towards I can improve upon this. This is not the finished product. I don't just take what Taja gives me and post it to my channel. I tweak it. Sometimes it gives me 5 titles and I'm like, I don't like any of those. And it's giving me a full, score in terms of what these titles how they should perform on social media. I'm like, I don't like any of those. I don't think any of those are representative of what this video is going to be. So I have to go back, refresh it, give it some more information so that it can come up with something better. And the more that I do that, I'm finding that it also comes up with better content. So definitely approach it with skepticism. My good friend Geraldine is here. Living Water Quilter is here. We want to make sure we drop a bomb for Geraldine. If you haven't checked out her channel, you definitely want to do that, especially if you got anybody who does anything with sewing in your house, quilting, any of that stuff. I know I saw Rebecca Touched by Yarn in the chat earlier. Hope that you guys have already connected because I think, those two channels, there's some synergy there. There's some synergy there. Tracy says, and I'm back. It crashed, but I'm back. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Drew is back, says you can use AI to help, but it can't change your voice. Well said. Your voice is why people come to see you. I only use it for titles and descriptions, but it's a draft, not a final decision. And that's the best place. That's the best place for it to be. Nikki Nicole is on the live. What's good with you, sis? I'm excited to have you here. I got my little man with me today, and we are rocking. We are rocking today. Rebecca says, I'm still here, just busy trying to make items for my channel. Listen, you doing the things, okay? But I just wanted to shout you out because I love to see when people who are in the same genre come on the live. Here's what I want to do. I want to catch a couple of things here, but also want to let's go to the screen actually. Let's go to the screen. All right. And with that, Carson said he's gonna head out. All right, all right. So say goodbye to the people before you go.
See y'all.
Thanks for coming through today, buddy. All right, he's heading out. We'll just move that over there. I come back to the middle. So now I have to press all the buttons myself. So good help is hard to find. But yeah, I wanted to go to the screen real quick. Let's go to the screen. There's a couple of things I wanted to showcase to you guys. There we go. Let's go to the screen. Screen. There we go. Hey, this is my YouTube channel. Let me see what you got here. Hey, little man, how are you? Nikki Nicole says, what up? What up? That's right, Carson. Later, Carson. This is the channel, and right at the top you have members. Oh, members. If you haven't, hey man, you might want to just go ahead and join membership. I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that you see that. This is Taja.ai, and you can see that this is one of the last the videos that I worked with. I did have to go a couple of rounds on the title. But it did eventually give me some stuff that was very usable. I've also found the information that it comes up with here, because it has the full transcript in seconds. It's able to give me some, very bulleted points. I read through everything. I edit everything. I do not take any of it as if this is going to be the end all be all. And you can see there, it also has some chapter markers. I really do. If you've ever had to sit through a video just to do chapter markers, you know that that's a challenge in and of itself. So having AI do that in a matter of seconds, even if it's just for the chapter marker, like if I never grab the title, so here's some of the other options it gives me for titles. And I went through and asked it for some more. You can hit the refresh button right here and it'll give you some more. You have the description. You can actually go through and ask it to give you some more options for your description. So, you have that as well. And then you have tags, and some of the tags are just simply put irrelevant to what it was I was talking about. They're trying to do things that I guess are popular in my niche, but they don't really have anything to do with the video, and I don't like doing that. So, but I have been a subscriber to Taja for a number of months now. If you guys want to give it a try, you can go to kirkrnugent.live/Taja. kirkrnugent.live/Taja. One of the moderators will put that in the chat before I can, so I'll leave them to do that. kirkrnugent.live/TAJA. TAJA is the name of the company. And yeah, I'd say give it a try. I think there's a trial period that you can have on there, and you can test it out. I will tell you, it has become part of my workflow to really take what it gives me and work with it. I don't know if you're like me, if you have OCD or ADHD, you may struggle with a blank page. And I think one of the best things about AI is that it has the ability to give you something, a nugget, a kernel of wisdom, or I shouldn't say wisdom, of information to be able to start with. And I find I'm much better at editing, tweaking, and making something my own than I am working with a blank page. I'll give you another example. I do a lot of freelance. I contract a lot of work out to freelancers, not because it's not something that I can't do, but more so because once they've done some work, I'm able to not have to work with a blank screen. So freelancers on Upwork, freelancers on Fiverr that I'm able to work with, get them to give me, that base. I'm basically using them in the same way that I'm using AI, but they give me that base. And then when I get that base, I'm able to go and tweak it. And sometimes the end product has been completely redone, but I find I work quicker when I have a launch pad to go from. And so that's where we are. That's why I'm showcasing this today. And I wanted you guys to be able to see that. So that's what that looks like. Hopefully that's useful to you. Something else that I wanted to share with you guys is that in the next couple of weeks here, we're going to be relaunching our merch. So many different, we had, I think, 7 or 8 different designs in terms of shirts and mugs and different things. I love that. Geraldine says, I think of AI as a fire starter. It helps me get started. I love that. Tracy says the same. She says, same here, Kirk. I find AI great for those starting points. Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, even with the chapter markers, sometimes I'll go to that chapter marker and be like, okay, this is a good point, but maybe I want it maybe
30 seconds before, 20 seconds after, and I can adjust that chapter marker. But just the fact that there is one that is in the general area of where I want it to be, I love that. Oh my word! Wait a minute, I gotta go to my comment section here. Somebody really dope just came in the chat. How are you? Live Streaming Pros is on the live with us today, and I am excited to have you with us. It isn't every day that we have Luria on the live with us, and so I'm excited that you're here, sis. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. It is so dope. Oh, merch. Yes, she said it, merch. All about the bass. That's such a good song. Yeah, it gives you a great bass, a really great bass. Thank you so much for being with us, Luria. I love your channel. And listen, for those, I got to drop a bomb and the DJ air horn. For those who have not checked out Live Streaming Pros, I've had the opportunity, the huge, ridiculous, awesome opportunity to go and guest host on her channel last year. And we definitely are overdue to do another partnership, Luria. So I got to get you in our masterclass series. Every first Friday we have a guest lecturer come in and share. So I'm going to be hitting you up real soon about that. But it just tickles me. It warms me to see you in the chat. We were talking earlier about the whole idea of content creation and the fact that there's no reason for people to compete. Now, Luria and I very much sit in the same space, albeit she's been doing it far longer, and she's somebody that I looked up to get into this space to begin with. But synergy, there's still a camaraderie, a mutual respect that allows us to work together. I never see, somebody might say, man, if you point people to Luria's channel, they're gonna leave yours. No, her voice is needed in this space just as much as my voice is needed in this space. And I think when we're able to work together, that is a better scenario for all parties involved. And so that was something we were talking about earlier, Luria, and you coming into the chat today just kind of gave me yet another opportunity to drive home that point. We work better together. I love it. So let me go back to the merch page. 19 of you guys are on the live. So yes, we've got merch coming. Going live changes lives is one shirt. Answer a question, be consistent, be vulnerable. That's a whole other shirt right there. There's another one here that says your live stream is your digital storefront. These are all sayings that we've been known for sharing for some time now. Working on the designs, working on loading up this thing. We're using Fourth Wall, and just really excited about this. Working on some of the designs are still being done by some of the designers, and because we hit 10K on the channel, I can actually share some of the merch on my YouTube page. So you don't necessarily have to go to this site to be able to get there, but you'll be able to buy it directly from YouTube. Well, you'll have the links right there on YouTube as well. So I'm excited about this. It comes with the territory, as they say. I've been holding off a little bit because I really wanted to get something that I could integrate with my YouTube channel. So super excited about that and excited to share that with the community today. All right, let me see what else we got in terms of comments, because I am just so excited that we have so many of you coming through and rocking with us today. Drew says no trouble. I love it. There are templates out there to plug in for ChatGPT, and they spew out titles / chapters / outlines. Again, just use it for a guideline, which I do. It helps, and it definitely does. Thank you so much for that. Tracy is greeting Luria. Look at this. Happy to catch you live, Kirk. Everyone listen to what Kirk says. He's the best. Thank you so much, sis. Always appreciate you coming through and hanging out. And definitely look for a text. We got a chance to share a cab ride, I guess. Anyway, we got picked up at the same time at the airport in Boston as we were going to Crater Camp this past October, and we sat in the back chatting it up for the whole time. It was a good time. So always excited to be able to see some of the colleagues in the space come through and hang out. That's always dope. I'm starring your questions for those that have questions. So I see Dr. Vibe is with us. I love that. That's good. Hey, Nikki Nicole, trust me when I say that's a good channel to really look at. She really adds a lot of value and helps people to get across the line. So Nikki, definitely. If I've not mentioned it before, I highly recommend you check out her channel. Yes, that would be awesome. Look, I already have a yes. So guess what? We already have our speaker for the next one, for our next masterclass, which is going to be in March. So that's pretty dope. Justin Moore is going to be our masterclass speaker for February. First Friday in February is going to be February 7th. So that's not this week. It's the following Friday. And he's got a new book out called Sponsor Magnet, and we're excited to have him come through. But I know Loria's got a number of things coming out here pretty soon. So we have no shortage of topics to be able to have her come and speak on. So we got some good things here as well. Yep. Darren says, yep, great vids, very helpful, live streaming pros. Look, see, there's many different witnesses. I love that. Drew says, I ask people how many channels they watch in their favorite niche. The answer is always more than one. So why then they think others would only watch one? There you go. It's always more than one. It's always more than one. You always want to have a couple of different voices. And sometimes if I say something and then you go and watch somebody like Luria and she says it, then you kind of realize like, oh, okay, there's some synergy here. Like there's a best practice to what I'm hearing. And it's agnostic. It's across the board. You know, several of the experts are saying it. And so, you know, they may be saying it in their own way. And that's, again, why it's so critical for everybody's voices to be heard and not silenced, because there's going to be somebody that you can reach that I might not be able to reach, that Drew might not be able to reach, Nikki might not be able to reach, Florence might not be able to reach, Loria might not be able to reach. So you just want to make sure that you add your voice to that pantheon as well. Just subscribed. I love this. I love this. I love this. This is absolutely dope. I love when the communities converge like this. That's absolutely cool. I'm being a guest in a couple weeks. A guy in my niche is all about community and sharing. So he's asked me to go on and talk about YouTube for crafters, share what I have learned. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Tracy, let's go. I am excited for that. I am excited for that. Tracy, that's what it's all about. Those are the kind of updates that will always stop me dead in my tracks. Tracy's a member of my community, Workers Warehouse community. And we've just been chatting about different opportunities. She's at somewhere, I think 18,000 subscribers on her channel right now. And you've got a lot of value, a lot of history, a lot of experience to share, especially within your crafting niche. So I'm excited about what you're going to be able to share on that show. Make sure you let me know when that is going to be. I would love to be able to check that out, Tracy. That's going to be dope. Hopefully it's at a time that I can actually watch, because I know you're in a different time zone, but hopefully we'll be able to work that out. Oh man, I love this. You're loving the merch. Loria says, too kind. Yes. Dr. Vibe says, live stream pros is on point. I love it. It's super cool having live streaming pros, Loria, here today. I love that. Florence is here with us. Oh, Florence is always doing some great work in the chat. Sorry, my typing is way off. Multitasking as I set up notes, and all for our show tonight. Always working. Listen, Drew, no apologies necessary. We can decipher. We don't mind. There's no test here. It's no English teacher grading. So definitely excited for you having you here to. Yes, look at that, Kirk. I like how you asked LSP to collaborate in real time. It is a good habit that content should do if they are comfortable. Yes, I totally agree. I know that we are overdue for that conversation, but yeah, asking her in real time does kind of hold her feet to the fire. Especially if I can get a yes, right? So no, that's definitely something good. I know Justin Brown from Primal Video came on one of my live streams, and I was like, dude, I'd love to have you as a guest. And he was like, drop me a DM. And I did, and we had him on as a guest. So that was pretty dope as well. And since then, I've been on several shows with him. So we've kind of developed a bit of a friendship. I've seen him at different conferences as well. So it's always dope to be able to do those things. Live is live, Dr. Vibe. It's what I love. So definitely excited about that. I feel like we're going to have to do another bomb for Mini Scenes GB for Tracy. 18,000 subscribers. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Super excited for you. I just know that this is just the beginning. It's gonna grow from there. What up, Kevin? One of my mods on the joint. Thank you so much for being with us today. I see the moderators are having a great time in the chat. I love seeing it. Park Broad says, I learned a lot from Kirk and a lot from Luria. Come on. I love this. I love this. Listen, there's no reason to hate. There's plenty of work to go around. In fact, when we were in the back of that car driving to Amesbury from Boston, we were chatting about a video that I had done and a video that she was getting ready to do, and we were just talking about different angles. And I've since seen her video, and it was phenomenal. It did a really good job. So again, there's just so much that you can collaborate on, not always on screen. Doesn't always have to be on camera. You can collaborate behind the scenes as well, and just give credit where credit's due, right? It's like, yeah, I was chatting with Luria, or yeah, I was chatting with Anthony T. Ladson. What up, my guy? I was chatting with Nikki Nicole. I was chatting with Park Bras. I was chatting with these people and got a chance to really hang out with them and hear some things, and it shifted my perspective. They asked a question that caused me to think about this in a different way, and that's why we now have this content. So absolutely. I love seeing this. Y'all listen, one of the things that, I was even talking to my mom recently, and she was like, how do you like coaching? I was like, I feel like coaching is in my DNA. I feel like, help speaking life into people and helping them to recognize the true potential that they have. I feel like that is one of my callings. And so when I see comments like this one from Tracy, because I know, some of the places that we've kind of traversed together, as she has been in my program, and as we've been able to do these one-on-ones and group sessions together, it's been amazing. And I'm excited to see all that you are, flourishing with right now. Okay. All right. Let me try and get one or two things done before. But yeah, these are some of the ones that are there now. We've got several other designs coming. And so some of those designs are, we don't do humble on the live. That's a whole statement. I'll have to explain what the meaning is behind that. There's another one that's called, there's a blessing in coming on the live, right? So this whole blurb right here, these are just statements and sayings that we've come up with over the years. Live streaming is a glimpse of omnipresence. That's a whole nother one that came out of a live show where we're just chatting it up about, this whole thing of live streaming. There can be people watching a live stream. I just finished up a 21 days of prayer at my church, and they were, on the last day 21, we had almost 3,000 people watching live. There were people there from Australia, from Japan. We had folks there from the UK, all kinds of places in the UK, Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia. All over Africa as well. There are people there from Southern America, South America, I should say, Chile, Brazil, some of these places, Inter-America, the Caribbean islands. There were people there from, of course, all over the United States and Canada. There's just people there from quite literally all over the world. And each one of them are seeing me in real time. And so that's where that phrase came out of, like, live streaming is a little glimpse of omnipresence. How else could you be in all of those places at the same time? So that's where that shirt came out of. Build on your intellectual property is another one. Yeah, your intellectual property is property. Build on it, right? Don't just leave it as a vacant lot. Build on it. So that's another really cool one. Going live changes lives. I talked about that one already. Your live stream is a digital storefront. One of my mantras is answer a question, be vulnerable, and be consistent. But there's this other one, and it has a question mark on it. Ask me why I go live. I love wearing that t-shirt out when I'm going about my business, going about my day, doing some shopping, some different things. And because most people misconstrue it, because live could also be pronounced live. So some people say, hey, why do you go live? And I'm like, well, what it means is live, right? So, and when I say live, I mean live streaming. And they're like, oh, cool, you're a streamer. I'm like, yeah. And so why do you go live? And then I'm given an opportunity to share that. So that's a t-shirt that we'll have as well. Ask me why I go live. And then of course we're adding, this one has never been done before, M3 Live Tribe. That one is specifically for my good friend Florence, and we'll be probably doing a mug with that one as well. So definitely excited to be able to share. These are some of the things that are going to be coming real soon. So you'll be able to catch that. You can get a hoodie, you can get the t-shirt. There's several different ways you can engage. But we're going to do a whole launch party when this is ready. So just stay tuned. And again, thank you guys so much for your support where this is concerned. Another thing that I wanted to showcase, this again came out of
came out of one of our live streams, right? Where we talked about, do you have a pre-show checklist? And these are 10 essential pre-show checks, routines before going live. And so I'm made that available to my community, and I'll be making it available to members on the channel as a download, a free download. Others may be able to get a copy of it just by signing up for the mailing list or something like that. We're not going to necessarily sell it, but I think it's something that could absolutely be very useful for anybody that's kind of getting into the space. All right, let me see what else we got here. I see Florence's comment. She says yes to the mug. Yes, I knew you wanted it as a mug, so we're gonna make sure M3 Live Tribe is there. Wow, that would be cool to see. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kevin Cox says, I feel like the most of these are from Friday night cafe sessions. You are correct. There's a lot of those that came out of those Friday night sessions. So I'm excited to be able to bring that back and have that as an experience as well here on the channel. So one of the things that, I'm looking at my stuff here. I don't see any other. Oh, I do have another question. My bad. Isla asked, Kirk, do you have any beginners video like that for EV Mux? A beginner video. So the beginner video that I did for StreamYard this past Sunday, I'm working on one for EV Mux, and it'll be coming out very soon. So thank you for that. That's confirmation that we're barking up the right tree. This is another reason. I was on a coaching call earlier today with Gary Link, another member of our community, and I was saying to him, one of the other things I love about going live is not only do I get ideas, but I confirm ideas for videos that it's like, okay, that's going to help. And to be clear, because Isla is the one that asked. So VT Paranormal, aka Isla, she's the one that asked about how do I add this extra camera. I showed her how to do it during the live stream, but creating that video, I mean, so let's creating that video was a cheat code. So because that video has done extremely well. So clearly she was not alone. And for me, here's the clincher. I mean, even if it's just, a handful of people who need to know how to do that particular thing, if I can create the video and put it out there and have that be have that help even just that handful of people, that's fine by me. But in this case, there was hundreds more who needed that video and needed the content in that video. So thank you for that question, Isla. I am definitely working on something specifically for EV Mux to be able to get started, to utilize the basic functionality and then launch from there and use some of the pro functionality as well. But in that first one, I'm just going to be talking about, here's how to get started with EV Mux. Here's what you need to know. Here's, what the dashboard looks like. I've already kind of have some of those pieces outlined. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you. So thank you for that question. Thank you for the question. All right. There she says, thanks, Kirk. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, Tracy's the one that asked for that checklist. The checklist question was mine from last time. Much appreciated. Yep. And you have it. You already have access to it, Tracy, in the Workers Warehouse. It's already on the main page there as a download. You can grab it right now. You can go grab it right today. So, but yes, I'm going to be making it available here pretty soon for everyone else. But man, if you want to get early access, Florence is telling you how to do that right now. We got a lot of great value in the Workers Warehouse. We do a weekly meetup on Mondays, which is called our win sessions, whatever I need. And then on first Fridays, we have our monthly meetup. And that's where, there's a little more accountability. It's a little more structure to that one. I'm going to be asking you some fairly tough questions. Well, I mean, not tough. Maybe, but there'll be accountable questions because that's what I function as. I function as your coach, right? So we're excited about that. And then, of course, we have a lot of different resources, course content, master classes that are not available anywhere else other than in the warehouse. And so that's why we call it the Workers Warehouse. This channel is specifically designed for the do-it-yourself video creator that learns visually. And so I sum up all of that whole phrase, the DIY video creator that learns visually. I sum it all up by saying these are workers. And so this resource center that I've set up,
called my membership community is the warehouse. And in the warehouse, we have all these types of things that you would need to be able to take your content to the next level. So definitely would love for you to be able to check us out. KirkRNugent.live/buy. If you're interested in getting into the warehouse, but that price is prohibitive, drop us an email. We have some other options that you could possibly look into, but we won't know if you never drop us the email, info@howitallworks.com. All right. Viewer questions are perfect. Our perfect video idea fodder. Absolutely. Tracy, you could not be more correct. So many people have the same question, but don't have the courage to ask or don't know where to ask. So I love that. Kevin, thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, warehouse is worth its weight in gold. Come on, Tracy. Thank you so much. He means tough love, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's definitely tough love. I want to say this as we get ready to wrap. I know we've been chatting about a number of things today, trying to make sure your questions are answered. We started off by talking about story. Storytelling is a social and cultural activity that can be used for entertainment, education, cultural preservation, or to instill moral values. It can help people find common ground, empathy, and understanding. And we talked about these three areas. Storytelling helps to build connections, right? It can help to create emotional connections with an audience, which can lead to brand loyalty and ching-ching sales. But storytelling also communicates messages. It can help convey important messages, thoughts, ideas, and encourage people to get off their duff and take action, right? Storytelling makes information memorable. It can transform facts and information into an engaging experience that audiences can remember. And some of the techniques that I want to share really quickly is to use vivid description. Use vivid description. I know several of you are looking to utilize storytelling in your content, and we saw David Harvey. We heard from I think it's Dr. Bishara and several others who are looking to incorporate storytelling into what they do, not just in their content, but also in their live streams as well. So using vivid descriptions, create a sense of place and atmosphere and incorporate real conversations, right? So that first piece, vivid descriptions. I mean, man, this is why I say, what was happening? What time of year was it, right? What time of day was it? Was it in the middle of the week? Was it the end of, was it a weekend? You want to give people a vivid description. So like when you're setting the stage for that particular story, that they feel like, man, I was there. It's like, yo, I remember it was the beginning of the week. You know how you are on Mondays, and you could just kind of engage with your audience. You know how you are on Mondays. It was a sunny Monday. It was in March, so you know it's that crisp air. It's a little cooler in the mornings, but it gets warm during the day. It's not quite winter anymore. We're kind of getting into the spring time frame. It really gives people a sense of, oh yeah, I know that time frame. I know what they're talking about. I've seen that. I've experienced that. And they're taking that journey with you. Giving vivid descriptions as you set the stage for your story really draws people in. And again, they're seeing it on the theater screen of their mind. So you're just painting with broad strokes, letting them know this is where we are, this is what we're doing. Another piece, as I mentioned, is to incorporate real conversations. Listen. If you can make the story feel more authentic by incorporating a real conversation, like I was talking to Luria in the back seat of a ride share going from Boston to Amesbury. You see what I'm saying? It's like I gave you guys a picture of what that looked like, and it is a real conversation that makes the entire thing more authentic, and it kind of drives home that point. You're literally driving along with us. He said Loria had this horse head on a stick. I gotta see if I can find that picture. Oh my word! Now I'm like way off topic, but that is like as I'm talking about it, I'm like, wait a minute, didn't Loria have? Oh my word! Oh, this is good. This is good. If I find this, you guys are gonna die. This is gonna be. It's gonna be. But it's one of those things you just kind of you come up with it and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna run with that. I hope I have this picture. I really do hope I have this picture. Where is it? Oh man. Oh no, I don't think I have it. Okay, yeah, I may have. Oh, it's right here. There it is. There it is. Gloria is probably not here anymore, but it was not a horse. It's a unicorn. But we were driving in the back. We were driving, and she had this unicorn with her. All right. Let me get back to what I was doing. I was doing something. Oh my word! But I took that detour because it means something when you feel a connection to what's happening. You want to use story to drive home a point, to relay a particular feeling, to build commonality and common ground and mutual respect and understanding. You got to make sure that people actually can take the journey with you. And one of the things I've just made a habit of doing is seeing my life through these smaller little stories. And so I make those bookmarks. Boom, that's a story. Oh, that's a story. That's a story. That's a thing that I experienced. And there are other people there who can also talk about that experience as well. So incorporating real conversations helps to make the story feel more authentic. The other thing that is another great tactic is to create conflict or tension. We talked about this before. You want to add a little suspense, a little theater, a little theatrics to the story. You want to put some drama in there. You create a little bit of rivalry, like I talked about with live production tips and tools. It's like, he does OBS, I cover Ecamm and StreamYard, and it's like, yeah, he's of the opinion you really don't have to, break the bank in order to get some of these things going. I'm of the opinion, like, man, you can go and get yourself a PhD to go and learn OBS, or you can have the cheat code of something like an Ecamm and you can go with that. But here it is, it's this quote unquote tension, but we're actually really good friends. I got a message from him literally right before I went live, and he's getting ready to buy the M4 Mac Mini, and he was just saying, how do you like it so far? And I was like, man, I'm a couple months in, and I've got no complaints. I'm not looking back. So those are some of the things that help to create tension and quote unquote conflict. Even though the conflict doesn't have to be where you're, literally getting ready to ball up your fists. It can be conflict from the perspective of, we have two differing opinions. We have two differing, strategies and approaches to live streaming. And it doesn't necessarily mean one is better or worse than the other. They're just different. And that's the beauty of being human beings. Like, we are all going to be different. And when you're punching up that conflict or tension, you always want to use some emotion-driven language. Tap into the audience's emotions by using language that draws them into your sphere and allows them to really feel what you're feeling in those moments. And man, there's so many other ones that I can share here. There's encourage the audience to take action. All right, so you include a call to action in there. Use closure, create a sense of resolution that can lead to commitment. These are the pieces to me that really help to make a story stand out. And it doesn't matter if you're on social media, whether you're using text or images or even video, interactive elements, it doesn't matter. When you're able to capture people's attention, when you're able to create a little tension, when you're able to make them feel like they were there with those vivid descriptions and utilizing real stories, real conversations that you actually had with someone else. It's not a shortcut to use story. It's just a proven practice that interests people. And that's why I believe that for every content creator that is out there, you must hone the skill of storytelling. You must hone that skill. It is going to serve you extremely, extremely well. All right, but that's it for me today. I have a, as I mentioned before,
we have a masterclass coming up next week. And here it is on the channel, 8 days, 20 hours, 40 minutes, and 26 seconds. Right there on kirkrnugent.com/masterclass. Would love for you guys to be able to come check it out. This is a sponsor magnet masterclass. In fact, January sponsor magnet masterclass with guest president. This should not be January. That should be February. I gotta fix that. But yes, with sponsor magnet masterclass with guest presenter Justin Moore. What if you could set yourself up to attract sponsors? Or have you ever received sponsor/brand attention but didn't have a process or pricing ready? Our guest presenter is my brand deal coach who just released a book by the same name, Sponsor Magnet: How to Attract, Price, and Execute Your Dream Brand Partnerships. I definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to come to this. Going through, I think it was cohort number 4, Brand Deal Wizard cohort number 4 was a pivotal shift for me in terms of monetization and working with brands. I have got multiple brand deals that I'm working on in this very moment. I've been able to use my content to leverage my content into getting other jobs. Like, this thing has opened and shifted my mindset and my thinking around what content is and what it can get you. You can draw a straight line to some of the opportunities that you want to design for yourself by utilizing content. So I am excited about this masterclass. Definitely looking forward for you guys to be able to check it out. And listen, if you want to catch up on some of the other, previous masterclasses that are there, you've got Learn Live Selling, The Art of Reflecting Forward, Learn Content Planning, Find Your Topic masterclass. Then we've got live video editing with DaVinci Resolve, and our home studio masterclass with Junaid Ahmed. All of these had, guest presenters that were phenomenal, except for this one, but I think it was phenomenal as well. Find and or confirm your topic masterclass, which was hosted by me. So many different things that we are just making sure you guys have access to as you continue on your journey to utilizing content to reach and realize your goals. Darren says, Kirk Nugent, thanks for your time. Thank you for your time today. Absolutely awesome. Isla says, great live stream today, Kirk. Have a great week. Same to you. I see we do have one question. I'm going to stick around just to be able to answer this one question. If Tracy's, she says, I have questions. Looking forward to the masterclass. I have questions. Okay, good. So you're going to save those questions for the masterclass. Okay, good. I understand it now. Thank you. I think that's a great way to do it. It's going to be a great masterclass. I'm actually going to jump off here now and record a quick promo video for the masterclass that I can start sharing on social media and some other platforms and places as well. Would love for people to be able to come. This, quite literally, this is the guy who helped me make a shift. And so I'm super excited that he's put it all in a book, and I'm excited that he's going to be coming to hang out with us next Friday, February 7th. For our masterclass. It's going to be awesome. So you can watch it right here on the YouTube channel. It'll be free for 24 hours, but it'll then go into the vault in the Workers Warehouse for you to be able to take advantage of it there as well. Man, as always, this has been very fruitful. This has been a really rich experience. So many people that you just kind of jump in and out. And I love seeing that on Wednesdays. You just never can tell who's going to show up. And today we had Luria come through, and that was absolutely awesome. Luria is a good friend. So and helped me to kind of share some other stories as well. But listen, fam, I just believe that the people that are going to be impacted greatly by the content you create, by the live shows you host, by the things you're doing in this creator space, they're waiting for you to build up the courage. They're waiting for you to believe in yourself enough. They're waiting because you have the value. That part's non-negotiable. It's just, are we willing to do the work to package that value and make it available to everyone, so that you can serve at scale? And that's really what content does, in a way that you just cannot be described in any other way. And so that's what I hope to help people do here on this channel. And of course, with the other resources that we have, Workers Warehouse, coaching, one-on-one, this is what I believe I'm called to do. And that's why I love coming aside every week in the middle of the middle for the coaching corner.
It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful and excited for your time and attention today. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next stream. Grace and peace, fam.